Pre-video preparation right now. But welcome back to Black Bear News. As promised, I'm in front of a piano. Might actually kind of, yeah, come on in. The humidity is quite fine in here. What's going on, people? So, yeah, let's, coronavirus seems to be the news of the day. There seems to be definitely an uptick in concern on the part of, on some levels, it could be a panic. There seems to be some indication that the way that people are reacting is somewhat panic. This is live, Valhalla. How you doing? Sorry. What's going on here? Let's get some more. Let's get some more Wi-Fi. Blackness has consumed my soul. I don't know. Sorry, guys. For whatever reason, if I close the door, hey Val, how you doing? Thank you for your super chat. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. For whatever reason, if I have the door closed, it kind of interrupts the Wi-Fi, which it actually shouldn't, but then it does. So, anyways, hopefully you guys got most of what I was saying. So yeah, it's all the rage. TCR Galaxy going to be one hell of a year. Coronavirus in Cardiff now, a few miles up the road. D-Truth. Cardiff, that UK, correct? Natural Progressive. Hello, hello. Kent Deal, Cindy Seeley, Revan Walker. Come on in. Yeah, so let me just hit this article real quick. This is from yesterday. Cruise ship held off California coast as passengers await coronavirus tests. So Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, has declared a state of emergency after a previous passenger on the Grand Princess was the first person in the state to die of COVID-19. So there's a cruise ship being held off the coast of San Francisco. Excuse me. Crew members fell ill, and that those on board would be tested for COVID-19. 71-year-old man who died Wednesday of coronavirus had been a passenger on the same Grand Princess cruise ship. We all know what bastions of hygiene cruise ships are. Yeah, so there seems to be kind of a ramp up of the response to coronavirus. And I was privy, actually yesterday, to a conversation by a person who was in the industry, in the film and music industry. Apparently, one of the larger talent agencies is not letting their talent fly because of coronavirus. And I found that to be pretty wild. When I heard that, I was like, what the hey? So they're literally grounding all of their talent. A major talent agency that represents hundreds, if not thousands, of actors and musicians. Are not allowing their talent to fly, and they're not allowing people working in the business to fly. There's a ground stop. So imagine that. We talked last week about the impacts to the air travel industry. I'm sorry if the volume is low. Oh, I know why the volume's low. Guys, can you hear me now? Is that better? I'm afraid the beginning of this video is going to be a little bit, hopefully is not unwatchable. Natural Progressive, thank you for the super chat. COVID-19 is not the collapse, but may cause it. Y'all hearing me now? With a lot of white noise. Okay. TCR Galaxy, the Toyota dealership in Kirkland, Washington, was closed today because of COVID-19, so that's good news. Better? Okay, thank you guys. Sorry, I just, everything is in a state of flux in my studio. Everything's everywhere. So I didn't quite have my setup together. All right. Sorry for the problems. We've only been live for 6 minutes. So, yeah. Anyways, did you guys hear what I was saying about a major talent agency grounding all of its talent and its staff, not allowing them to fly because of the coronavirus? Yeah, sorry about the thump. Yeah, so I all good now, start over. Okay. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I will start over. All right, welcome back to Black Bear News. Please remember to like the video and make sure that you are still subscribed. So did you guys hear, maybe you didn't hear, the cruise ship, there was a cruise ship quarantined off the coast of San Francisco due to coronavirus, and a man, coronavirus death was attributed to, it was a passenger who was on this cruise ship. And Governor Gavin Newsom of California has declared a state of emergency due to coronavirus. Kent Deal says the shutdown is underway. There are no test kits. One death in UK, says Anthony Davis. Right. So yeah, this is crazy because I was privy to a conversation by a person who was in the industry, in the film and music industry, and they were like pissed because somebody they represented could not fly because this very large talent agency, one of the largest talent agencies in the country, if not the world, is not allowing its talent to fly. And he was like going off about how ridiculous this was. So clearly people are really, really feeling very uptight about this. And again, we were talking the other day about planes being grounded, air travel being impacted, and so we're having entire companies not allow their passengers to fly, and we're having a state of emergency declared in California. If the coronavirus itself doesn't go exponential, the knock-on effects on emissions, lowering of emissions and the lowering of the aerosol masking effect could indeed go forward. Les M says they shouldn't be flying anyways. TCR Galaxy says hopefully the Olympics get the axe. Fossil fuel orgies need to become obsolete by whatever means. And that actually may, if this continues for another couple months, would they actually cancel the Olympics? I wonder. I heard this earlier today, something about it might be possible that they would cancel the debates because of coronavirus. Which is, a pretty novel idea. Don't say that too loudly, because if the DNC hears you, they'll probably go like, yes, that's it. We can't let Biden get on stage all alone with Sanders. Are they going to let Tulsi Gabbard on the debate stage? That's what I want to know. She has one delegate. Will they let her on the debate stage? I think that would be an interesting debate with Tulsi Gabbard on the debate stage. My bet is that they won't ever do that. They won't let her get near the debate stage. And personally, on some level, I love Tulsi Gabbard. I really love Tulsi Gabbard. I don't see a way in which she might, get anywhere close to getting nominated this time around. But and I kind of want to see a head-on debate between Sanders and Biden. However, if Tulsi Gabbard were on stage, she could probably do the dirty work that Sanders doesn't want to do, right? We'll call it the wet work. she would, she could take out Biden and everybody could be mad at her. She could be the super, bad guy foil for Bernie Sanders. She could just totally take Biden out at the knees, and Sanders would just have to sit there and go, Joe's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend. But like Tulsi said, he's an asshole. Wade In says, my niece and her family is going on a Caribbean cruise next week. Seems risky to me. Yeah, I would stay far away from cruise ships. I would rather get on an airplane than get on a cruise ship. I wouldn't get on a cruise ship if you paid me right now. Osama says, another YouTube video. This one from Chinese TV network is a report by a nurse in Wuhan who contracted the virus and decided to stay home to recover, which might very well have been what saved her life. In the video, we see her going about her daily life as if only seemingly bothered by what only would be a normal cold virus. And good to know. Thank you. Yeah, do you want to be stuck in a hospital or quarantined somewhere if you have the virus? Not me. Jean says we need Tulsi's voice. She won't win, but so what? She's way cool, Val. I would vote for her too. However, she's not, she's has one delegate. She's not, unless something really wild happens, there's, you have two, septuagenarians in the race. If both of them fall out and Tulsi's the only person left standing, then there you go. But would they let her continue to go on or stand as... They certainly wouldn't let her stand in as a nominee. Yeah, she won't be on the debate stage. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to let her on. So it's fine because, Biden is barely... coherent. He's suffering heavily from dementia. He's not going to make it through an entire debate without looking like an idiot. And all Sanders has to do really is just, seem lucid and talk, string sentences together and, call Joe out on his performance and don't be afraid of people telling him that he's mean. In some ways, kind of super genius for the establishment to back Biden because he's so frail and weak and not altogether there in his faculties. If you call him out on stuff, you make, right, you look like a jerk. But, we're talking about becoming the president of the United States. So there's no logical reason why he should be allowed to be the president of the United States. He is not fit for office. He's not fit to run against Trump. He will certainly lose. Gene says Bernie needs to get serious about attacking Biden. No more of this nice guy stuff. Wuhan, one of the initial cities training in 5G. Ah, interesting. Interesting, yes. Fiesta, how you doing? Biden is 77 or 78. Bernie is 78 or 79. But yeah, Biden is 77. I mean, I think this needs to be gloves off. This is great. So everybody's dropped out. Everybody's dropped out but Tulsi. Uh, this is actually beautiful because you have, a feeble Joe Biden standing against what could be a dominating Bernie. And, you know, is he going to hold up? I don't think so. No, Bernie is older. Actually, Bernie is very close to being 80. He's 78 or 79. 78. Thank you. Thank you, Fiesta. Zoxalix, they flipped votes for big time for Biden. Yeah, I believe that. So, just to backtrack a little bit, there was, I covered an article about them closing polls in Texas. So on Super Tuesday, there were widespread, on my Facebook timeline, there were widespread reports of machine malfunctions, of people standing in line for hours, of people getting to the polling place and there were only two machines, for hundreds of people voting. And I heard that this was going on in Texas too. I don't know about the other states. Haven't heard too much. There was widespread voter suppression going on Super Tuesday. Still, Bernie Sanders won California. Still, Bernie Sanders was winning Texas for many hours until Biden, suddenly took over. Are these vote counts fair? Are they accurate? I also saw a screenshot. They did an exit poll in Massachusetts, which supposedly Biden won. The exit poll actually showed Bernie winning, not by a lot, by like 2%, but the exit poll showed Bernie winning. They said there's a discrepancy here. The exit poll shows Bernie winning, and the vote tally showed Biden winning. So yeah, it's probably a good idea to question the actual vote totals, but still, with all of that being said, that all those things notwithstanding, honestly, Bernie did pretty well. I'm feeling a little more encouraged than I was yesterday. I'm not as bummed out as I was, not as depressed as I was. I still think there's definitely a road for Bernie, and I think that there's a really huge chance that Biden just crumbles. There's a big chance that they will, they'll have to like physically prop up Biden or prompt him at the debates. There's a chance that he could just do something that's so wild. He called a woman on video in a town hall a lying dog-faced pony soldier. I don't know. I don't understand why that doesn't disqualify Biden immediately. A lot of people thought that his rambling, racist thing about children having to have the record player on, this was in a debate, 6 months ago. A lot of people thought that was so outlandish and so over the top, like racist, that should have disqualified him from the debates. There's a lot of things that he has said and done that are on video that I think should be disqualifying things, for him to be not in the debates, but for him to be running for president. So does this continue to happen? Does he, continue to stick his foot in his mouth at such a rate that it just becomes like, wait a minute, hold on. We thought it was Biden, but no. And then who's left standing? You've got Bernie and Tulsi left standing. Valhalla, Bernie, Tulsi, old and young. What a great idea. It is a great idea. Zoxalix, Hard Lens Media just did a good segment with an election fraud observer and trainer, and she explained how rigged it is. No difference between Biden and Hillary. Trump is salivating, says Rich Diana. Oh, and thank God Warren dropped out. Thank God. I was so happy today. That made me more happy than I think almost anybody dropping out. Because I'm a raving sexist. No, that's not the reason why. The reason why is because she was the biggest pretender in the race. She was pretending to be progressive. She was pretending to be, somehow on the same side as Bernie. And she was knifing Bernie in the back. And she was only coming after Bernie in her speeches and debates. She wasn't coming after, strike that. She came after Bloomberg quite nicely. She took out Bloomberg. That was great. But she, all of her ire was for Bernie. So, um, yeah, and she, backtracked on her super PACs, and she lied about Bernie taking money from billionaires, and she lied about her not taking money from billionaires and not taking money from super PACs. She is a liar. She is the biggest fraud in the entire race. There were other frauds in the race, but Warren was the biggest fraud. And, Tulsi Gabbard is, in comparison to Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi Gabbard is night and day. Tulsi Gabbard, A, is actually a woman of color. B, she's whip smart and has a heart of gold, and she really wants, good things for, good things for American people, and she wants to get us out of wars. I fully support that. Um, Alaric Harosin says Biden is going to get caught on the Ukrainian corruption scandal. Then there's that. Then there's all the film of him touching little girls, what looks like to me inappropriately. Then there's his war vote. Then, there's his vote for the bankruptcy bill, which made it harder for people, made it impossible for students to get out of student loan debt. He voted for cutting Social Security, et cetera, et cetera. He voted for the crime bill, et cetera, et cetera. Gene, crazy rude Trump got elected. It didn't stop him, so why would it matter with Biden? I called on Facebook, Joe Biden MAGA for Democrats, and that's absolutely true. Why? Because he's just as incoherent, just as in decline mentally as Trump is. He's racist. He's a liar. He's a straight up liar. He lied about, getting arrested in South Africa. He lied about being part of the civil rights movement. He's a liar. He's a straight up liar. And, he can have all these gaffes and say all these crazy things, and people are still like, well, we like Biden. We think he's great. I don't get it. I do not understand. I do not understand. Warren betrayed the progressive Democrats. She is awful indeed. Oh no, no, thank you, Anthony. Maybe Buttigieg can run again. No, no, no. Yeah, I mean they are lining up behind Biden, but the thing is I think it's fairly easy to take him out. He's a wobbling 10 pin in the bowling alley. All you got to do is hit him. Just hit him with the, continue to hit him with the bowling balls. Just roll him on down there. He's going to fall eventually. Um, Maybe Biden will get the virus. Biden has dementia, indeed. All right, so quickly, I wanted to cover this. The Nashville tornado. This is from a few days ago. This is actually happening on Super Tuesday. I'm sure you guys heard of this. Maybe you didn't. Nashville tornado leaves several dead. A severe weather strikes Tennessee. Powerful storm system produced at least two tornadoes that struck central Tennessee early on Tuesday morning, including one that caused significant damage near downtown Nashville and killed several people. The tornado near downtown Nashville lit up the night sky with flashes of light as transformers blew and the storm repeatedly stayed on the ground into Hermitage, located about 10 miles east of the city. They need your prayers in Nashville, Tennessee. Fox News senior meteorologist. This was an overnight rain-wrapped tornado while people were sleeping, and now they're waking up to extreme destruction, devastation, and deaths in the Nashville area. Again, this isn't necessarily, you can't immediately blame this on climate change, but climate change makes all of these situations, tornadoes, hurricanes, everything else, much worse and much more frequent. Valhalla says, I think it's over 25 days. Well, this is an old, this is an old article. This is from 2 days ago. So I'm sure the death toll is higher. Dallas Taylor 547. We're voting for Joe in Michigan. Well, good luck. You're going to lose to Trump. Straight up. You are going to lose. So go ahead and blow your vote on Joe Biden. Weird. Don't say weird voting. You are voting for Joe Biden. Some other people are going to not vote for Joe Biden. So don't go we, bro. Unless it's your family. We're voting for Joe. Are you talking about all the other CNN watching shills? Look, Joe Biden is not an organic thing. You've had a whole year of the mainstream media basically telling you that Bernie's people are divisive, Bernie Sanders is divisive, socialism will never win, socialism is terrible, socialism equals communism, Bernie Sanders is a lunatic, oh my God, what the hell, Biden is our only chance to beat Trump, if we don't vote for Biden. People didn't think this up all on their own. They're brainwashed sheep. They are brainwashed straight up sheep. And if you're voting for Joe Biden, you're a sheep too. Because you're voting for somebody who has dementia. I can show you a video right now. I'll send you a video right now of Joe Biden literally not being able to speak. He cannot speak. He cannot carry on more than a couple sentences without blah, 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 without rambling off into, incoherency. Most of us in rural Michigan think Bernie is a solid win for Trump. That's because you watch CNN and MSNBC, I'm sure. Or you read Washington Post or you read New York Times. You believe everything that they tell you about Bernie Sanders, which is false. You got it backwards, bro. Biden will lose. Biden will lose. Everybody told you this. All Bernie people told people this. In 2016, Hillary will lose to Trump. And everybody was like, no way. And then she lost to Trump. So I'm telling you right now, and all Bernie people will tell you this right now, Biden is a sure loss to Trump. You know why? Because the Democratic establishment doesn't care if Trump wins again. They would rather have Trump win than have Bernie win. Because Bernie is a threat to the establishment. He's not a threat to you. He's not a threat to working people of America. He's a threat to the establishment. So the establishment has things called mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, Washington Post, New York Times, Huffington Post, and they just regurgitate all the stuff they want you to think so that they can control your minds. That is what is going on. This is not organic on any level. They are just brainwashing you to think this stuff about Bernie. And, if you think that, that's fine. I'm just giving you a different viewpoint. There's I follow channels all day long, and I follow people all day long who are literally like, Joe Biden is the worst possible thing that the DNC could do to us. Because he will absolutely lose to Trump. Absolutely lose to Trump. And, and when he does, if he's the nominee and he loses to Trump, I don't want to hear one person say, oh, it was Bernie supporters. Oh, it was Bernie's fault. Oh, it's the Russians' fault. Oh, it's somebody's fault. I don't want to hear shit. When Biden loses to Trump in November, I want all the Biden people to shut the fuck up and just sit in a corner with a dunce hat on and go, whoops, we were dumb. And everybody told us we were dumb, but we didn't listen because Trump bad. Am I being too harsh? I'm trolling right back. Yeah. If he's trolling, I'm trolling back. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sure you're serious, Dallas. I'm sure you are. I don't. I actually don't think that you're a troll. I think you're giving me your honest. I think you're giving me your honest opinion about who you think can vote for Trump. But the thing is that I'm telling you, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. And don't be so sure about it that you insist on voting for Biden all the way to losing to Trump. Think about like put some thoughts behind this before you know before you go out and blow it for the entire population of America, or until you blow it for anybody who cares about climate change. Biden doesn't give a shit about climate change, dude. He doesn't give a shit about climate change. Biden will do nothing for climate change. So if you're on this channel because you care about climate change, I don't know what the fuck you're voting for, dude. Because, Joe Biden's going to be like, let's do some more fracking. Let's do some more natural gas. Let's do some more oil independence. Let's do some more pipelines. Why? Because Biden is in the pocket of the establishment. He's in the pocket of the corporate class. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a shit about you. So, everybody in Michigan, go vote for Bernie if you give a shit about actually beating Trump and actually doing anything about climate change. The Osama number 5, the truth hurts, but the lies are killing us. So, yeah, Dallas Taylor, I'm not, I understand that you may think that he's the better choice. I'm telling you you're wrong, and I'm telling you to stop watching CNN, stop watching MSNBC, stop reading the Washington Post, stop listening to bullshit fucking shills for the corporate class. Stop listening to them. They don't care about you. They don't want to help you. They want you to think exactly what you're thinking, and that's their job, is to make sure that you think exactly what you're thinking. What he can't do anything. I don't know. He can do way more than Joe Biden. He can do way more than Joe Biden. He can do way more than Barack Obama. I was going to call him Osama Barack or something like that. Yeah. Anyways. Well, whatever. I'm just letting you know. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. Here's a little something I wrote about the whole thing with Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. They want you to be nice and friendly to Joe Biden and all these establishment Dems because they don't want a challenge to their power. Rarely does any legitimate challenge to power come out nice and friendly. They, the corporate media, spend all day lying about Bernie Sanders and his followers because they see him as a threat. They will do and say anything about him and his followers in order to blunt his momentum. That's not very nice, is it? Listen, establishment Dems, fuck you. You're ignorant, you're incompetent, and Joe Biden will lose to Donald Trump as sure as he is losing his mind to dementia. We're not going to take this lying down, and we're sure as fuck not going to be nice. Gloves off. It's Operation Takedown Joe Biden because the establishment would rather have Trump win again than have Bernie Sanders win. If you don't understand this, you're too stupid to talk about politics. We're doing everything we can to get Bernie as the nominee so that we have an actual shot at this. If this bothers you or makes you uncomfortable, get a fucking helmet, snowflake. Ba-da-ding. Thank you. You like my piano? Did I curse enough for this video? Biden is a moderate Republican and has said, I'll pick a Republican as a running mate because there's no difference. No representation. You got to have a clear head, Kevin. You don't win by saying other guys suck. You win by saying You win by saying how your guy is better. Well, he is way better, but the thing is you gotta let people know what a problem the other person is. And you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the, he's being mean. Being mean to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is an asshole. And now he's an asshole with dementia. He should not be on the debate stage. He shouldn't be running for president. He should go the fuck home and stop being a figurehead for the establishment, the corporate establishment. Go home, enjoy your life, Joe Biden. You know, hang out with enjoy your wife, enjoy your life. Get the fuck home, and get the fuck out of the race. Oh, lastly, I wanted to tell you guys. So here's an article. Who posted this? I can't remember. This is from 2018. Remember I was talking about the Saiga antelope yesterday? Climate conditions transformed a usually harmless bacterial infection into a dangerous outbreak that killed more than 60% of the world's Saiga antelope. More than 200,000 Saiga antelope in Kazakhstan died of a virulent infection over a 3-week period in May 2015. Richard Koch at the Royal Veterinary College in London and his colleagues conducted post-mortem examinations of 33 animals and identified a bacterium which caused extensive internal bleeding as the culprit. The bacterium does not typically harm healthy Saiga, which suggested that an environmental factor might have made the microbe more dangerous. They are saying more humidity. The team analyzed weather data from 1979 to the mid-2010s, a period that included 3 mass die-offs of Saiga. In 1981, 85, and 2015, they found that the outbreaks were linked to relatively high daily temperatures and humidity levels. So it wasn't anthrax. That was the original reasoning for this die-off was that a reindeer thawed, like a reindeer that was in permafrost thawed out and had anthrax, and that these antelope were infected by the anthrax. No, that's not what it was. Yeah, Zoxalix, yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's. It's juvenile, but it's hella funny. His name was Dick Koch. Tulsi for Secretary of Defense. Alaric Harrison, I honestly think the only reason Biden is running is for cover from the Ukrainian Burisma corruption scandal. That's why Biden is running? Maybe. And there you go. There's another reason to bring up why Biden should not be standing for office. Quid pro quo. Joe. The very thing that Trump was just impeached for, Biden admitted to out loud on tape. There's a tape of him, bragging about quid pro quo. Why is he a presidential nominee? This is exactly like having Hillary Clinton under investigation from the FBI, running for office, and people are like, that's fine. That's fine. She's an ambitious person. She's an ambitious woman. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, so, Joe Biden, the fact that you can't knock him down, or you can't tell people he is a terrible candidate. You can't tell people that he's very, very vulnerable. You can't tell people of all the horrible things that he said or done. No, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm going to let everybody know all day long, every single day, what a corrupt human being Joe Biden is. Who cares? He has dementia. He should get out of the race. If you feel bad for him because he has dementia, he should get out of the race. Reverend Walker should be an age ceiling for president at 65. I actually agree with that. I totally agree with that. There is a minimum age, 35. Which 35 makes sense to me, you know. Um, 65, sure, yeah, I think so. Because come on, we've had other presidents with dementia before. Reagan was, kind of losing it towards the end there. Kind of losing it might be an understatement. Kent Deal says, I heard at the beginning the ultra rich want Biden Harris a Biden Harris ticket. We will see. I heard also that the California primary was moved up for Kamala Harris because they thought that she was going to be in a good position. Um, it's one of the first states to vote. They thought that she was going to be in a good position, and Super Tuesday would roll around, and she would win California, and she'd win South Carolina and all the southern um, black voters. And so they thought that Super Tuesday was going to be a big day for Kamala Harris. Didn't work out that way. Les M says your place looks a lot better with the piano. Thank you. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm just it's too late for Bernie to go again. It's too late for him to jump out and run independent. It's too late. So this is it. This is our last chance. It's also too late for anything else. Um, you know, a lot of people have said this might be the last, whoever is president might be the last president we have. Let's try and make it not Trump, okay? Let's really, really try and make it not Trump. No, actually, Dallas Taylor, California always had their primary at the very end of the primaries, like in June. It was very late. It was like one of the last primaries, and they moved it all the way up to Super Tuesday, and I heard that was on account of Kamala Harris being in the race. I don't know. It's a theory. Gene says we need to all adopt a Buddhist philosophy on this. D. True says Bush was a sandwich short of a picnic. Indeed. Well, then I guess I'll just keep it piano for a while. If you guys like the piano. I'm not going to play you piano right now. Oh, here. There you go. It's 420 somewhere. Not here, though. I don't smoke. Jazz. All right, guys. I think that's about all I have for today. Yeah, it is early. And now they're going to have to keep it, right? They can't move it around now. Alaric Harrison says, why has no one ever asked Biden if he wanted to be president? Then why did he run 4 years ago in 2016, right after Obama? That's how vice presidents usually run, because Ukraine. Ah, yeah. Well, he had some personal things going on though at that time. Didn't his son just die of like a brain tumor or something like that? He had some things going on. I think he was having a rough time. They actually did ask him if he wanted to run, and he was like, "No, thank you." Uh, but now they've got him out and they've propped him up Tuning. Yes, exactly. Jeff Turner, that's all you got on piano. I mean, that's all I got on backwards piano. I'm not really trying. All right, guys, I got to take off. Thank you so much for jumping in with me today. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at the links below. Patreon's up. Some videos are up on Patreon. What else can I tell you? I think that's it. My climate change record is still in production. Earth Day release day. All right, have a good afternoon, guys, and peace out.